Now going over to the political part of the podcast, you have Vivek on Letitia James punishing a firefighter who booed her. Now this comes to his first reported on End Wokeness, and then Vivek actually responded. Now the first post from End Wokeness says, quote, the FDNY firefighters who booed New York AG Letitia James will be punished and face re-education. FDNY firefighters are now being asked to turn themselves in or risk being hunted down. Memos and emails from the Uniformed Fire Officer Association and Uniformed Fires Association are circulating. So we'll play a clip really quick here. And with End Wokeness, I got 8.7 million views and 41,000 likes. And it looks like in terms of the documents, let's see here. Let's see here. Investigating. So the documents, it looks like there's a couple bullet points. And they say, quote, I'm here to address the behavior of firefighters that attended Thursday's promotion. The behavior we saw was grossly inappropriate. Protesting, heckling, or booing anyone at a ceremony is simply unacceptable, depending on your political association. I added that last part. They say, quote, this was a promotion ceremony to honor members who sacrificed themselves, work hard to achieve this day. It was disrespectful to the speakers to the promoted members and their families. This is not a political event, and Letitia James was not there to give a political speech. Just like the State of the Union, that's not a political event. I mean, it's all political these days. They say members have the right to have political beliefs, but you don't have the right to make a job-related ceremony political in nature. Really? That is perhaps the perfect example of the pot calling the kettle black. They also say that when you're not on duty, feel free, however, to go where you want about politicians, vote, protest, that's your right, but you don't do it on the job's time. Our members or in front of the families, do it on your own time. Let's see. And that's a lot of boring stuff. So we got about 30 bullet points, but those are the top ones. And now in terms of Vivek, now his response to that, he says, quote, Letitia James should be disbarred. She prosecutes Trump baselessly. She goes after meat producers in the name of fighting climate change. Now the FDNY firefighters who dared boo her and exercise their First Amendment rights are being punished. That is un-American, unquote. And Vivek got right under 1 million views, coming in at 986,800 views and 43,000 likes. So a little bit more likes than usual. And it is interesting to see. I mean, I'm not surprised because it's 2024 and the government is what government is. But yeah, especially if you're a government employee, your free speech is absolutely protected. I don't think they could. I mean, certainly they'll sue, or hopefully they'll sue, but I don't think you could actually tell them that they can't do that in terms of government employees, especially have protected by the Bill of Rights. If you're a private employer, you can certainly, again, it's an at-will relationship. You don't have to employ them. You can fire them anytime. They can quit anytime. You can tell them when you're on the job, when you're wearing our uniform, our company's logo, we won't accept behaviors of X, Y, and Z. They're a private company. But if you're the government, especially a government employee, they can't tell you not to voice your concerns and political opinions, especially as protected speech. But maybe I'm alone in this assessment. Maybe Vivek's going to get ratioed and they're not going to tell him, oh no, they should be punished for this. I mean, probably not, but let's dive in and find out. One of the first comments comes from Elon Musk saying it is, I'm quoting, 3.2 thousand likes. You also have Old School Eddie saying, quote, Letitia James represents everything wrong with our republic, getting 163 likes. You have Owen Schroever saying, quote, why are most in the Republican Party afraid to say this? I'm quoting 672 likes. Well, I would also argue that a lot of Republicans are pejoratively known as rhinos, or Republican in name only. So they might have the little R next to them on the ballot, but in practice of their ideals and their actual execution of where they vote, well, it's usually they're kind of Democrats in disguise. Going down more and more, Live PD Day saying FDNY firefighters should sue her fat rear, getting 153 likes, which, I guarantee you this This is going to be a lawsuit, to say the least. Mike Saprilla saying, quote, I live in the state of New York. We that have brains saw that this coming when she campaigned. The problem is voters in New York City can't see past their noses, unquote. Gonna be damned. That did get 170 likes. Let's see here. Loki Ray says, quote, she is George Soros money well spent. She's going after Trump, firefighters, the beef industry, and anything and everything that doesn't align with her leftist agenda, getting 115 likes. Let's see. Patriot Press says, quote, this is Letitia James, quote, too male, too pale, too stale, unquote. How does this get into a position of authority? And it's only about 34 seconds, but let's hear, I don't know what's the opposite of words of wisdom? Words of mental vacuousness? Let's hear this clip.
We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale.
She's got a lot of applause. Now, it'd be fascinating to see. It would never happen. But imagine if a politician did the inverse of that. I mean, they'd be canceled in a New York minute, pun moderately intended, because they are in New York. There's a big or overweight white guy with glasses awkwardly smiling like 2 people away from her on the speech podium. Just awkwardly like, I don't want to be here kind of smile.
Too pale and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale.
Again, it's getting her votes. There are some people who do believe in that ideology. Granted, I think it's kind of the antithesis of what our country was founded on, treating all men created equal, but nevertheless. That got 225 likes, calling her out, Mr. Patriot Press. You also have, scroll down here. Let's see here. Bichard Warchia says 2-tier justice system, depending on which side political party. The ruling one and the ruling is one way and thuggish, unquote. And it says, these 3 douchebags have given me 364 million more reasons to vote for Trump. There's a picture of Letitia James, the D.C. the judge who actually smirked after Trump's ruling, maybe people would say the unfair ruling with the real estate. And then you have Biden. That got 62 likes. Let's see here. One more. Let's do Mr. Jeff. He says, quote, at least 75 million Americans applauded the firemen that booed Letitia James. If there are any repercussions, I hope you sue the pants off her and anyone involved. First Amendment right, unquote, getting 54 likes. And I think it will. I mean, one more, actually. Spoke too soon. Unoffended Smoke saying, quote, she's a commie activist weaponized by our corrupt government, unquote, getting 45 likes. But interestingly enough, she did get elected, and people over there apparently like her. Again, her whole campaign was, I hate Trump, I go after Trump. And again, Trump is a very polarizing person. There are some people who actually really don't like him. And it'll be interesting to see if there is any actual lawsuit as a result of this, and how much money do they make from this? Because to me, I would say, with anyone with a modicum of intelligence, it sure seems like they're trying to trample on their First Amendment, which, again, as a government employee, you are especially protected. But, as always, let me know. It'll be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.